Mike Farrell, Rivals.com here with former five-star recruit from Jacksonville, Shaun Wade. Been a long time since I've talked to him, probably at one of our camps. But Shaun, you've had a very successful career at Ohio State. We'll get to that in a second. We'll get to the NFL draft in a second as well. But let's go back to your high school days. Let's refresh everybody's memory. Why did you pick Ohio State? You had offers from everybody.
I'm dogs.
That's all right. My dog is the same thing.
But I chose Ohio State. I want to be far from home. Wanting something different. I like to Coach Meyer, Coach Combs. Coach Meyer was an unbelievable coach at Florida, and we knew he was going to do great things out of Ohio State, which he was. I like to Coach Combs. He did a lot of great things for just everybody. Put a lot of DBs in the league. Then Ohio State alumni is very, very elite. Top five in the nation. And I was just proud to be a Buckeye. When I went up there, I fell in love with it. So.
What kind of dog is that?
So I got a pure Cane Corso and a Cane Corso mix.
And what's he barking at?
They playing with each other.
Oh, okay.
The pure Cane Corso is only 5 months, so.
All right, so they're always playing. Well, the puppy's always playing.
Oh, yeah,
so obviously, you were a big star in high school, 5-star prospect. When did you first go to one of our camps? Was it as like a sophomore?
I want to say sophomore or freshman year. I don't remember.
What was your feeling about heading to those camps? Like, you knew you played against good competition in Florida, but this was everybody in Florida, some kids from Georgia. What was your feeling going into those camps?
Just show my talent, have fun with it. It was definitely fun. Played a lot against a lot of great guys, even on 7-on-7 tournaments and different things. Like, it was all fun, just having fun with it, enjoying the time as a high school player. And like I said, it just was fun. Got to see a lot of talent out of a lot of the boys I did play against back in the day, or in NFL, or in college, going to the league right now, or different things like that. So I just enjoyed it, had fun with it, and just kept on competing.
Was there any wide receiver back then, either out of Florida or in the nation, that you remember going against, either at a all-star game or in a camp, that sort of really tested you the most?
Judy was definitely good. You had there's a lot of receivers. I think I played against Austin Mack when he played for some team in Texas. I think that was Matt. Ben Vick, I remember him when I was younger.
So you went against Jerry Judy, the greatest route runner in high school football memory. How was that?
Oh, it was a good game. They really didn't throw the ball his way or my way. It was a good game. Good. He was always still the same guy, quick, very twitchy. Do a lot of the line of scrimmage and quick out his break. So I knew a lot of his stuff that he was doing back then. He kind of still do it now, but he's more explosive and stronger now.
So you go off to college, and you learn under some tremendous defensive backs. Obviously, Ohio State recently is DBU and putting guys in the first round all over the place. And you're playing inside. You have a tremendous, successful freshman year, sophomore year. COVID hits. And you're one of the guys with your dad who are fighting for the Big Ten season to occur, which I believe it should. Obviously, Justin Fields did the same thing, and some teams like Nebraska and others fought. I'm going to ask you a question about that in a second, because the season didn't go as well as you wanted it to. Well, first of all, I'll ask it to you now. I mean, you had a first-round grade, I believe, coming out as a sophomore. And then 2020 happens, and you have injuries, COVID, family situations, everything that could go wrong does go wrong. Do you regret playing the season?
No, there's no regrets. It's a learning lesson. That's all it is. A learning lesson how to carry the family in situations, learning lesson how to carry injuries, learning lesson how to just, when things don't go your way, it's just all a learning lesson. God did it for a reason. So it's not no regrets. We got to the national championship. That was a goal of mine. I graduated, that was a goal of mine. I was a captain, that was a goal of mine. So all the goals happened. But at the end of the day, I didn't perform like I wanted to because of different things I was going through, things like that. But all this is a learning lesson. It's no regrets.
So now you have the ability to play outside, inside. I know you can play safety. Okuda, went off to the NFL. I know you guys competed against each other in practice a lot. Have you talked to him or any of the other guys that you played with at Ohio State that might be telling you what to expect in the NFL?
I talked to Damon a lot for sure. Just he said me consistent, your technique, knowing what's going on, the plays and stuff like that, and always having that competitive in nature, because he said everybody doesn't have that competitive nature after they get their money and stuff. So
Let's go back to your sophomore year real quick. Was that a targeting call or no?
no, not in my opinion, but it's not my control.
What do you think about targeting? I mean, you came in on Trevor Lawrence and Chase Young body slammed him at the same time after you hit him. That was a big turning point in the game itself because you got booted. And it turned out to be from a big sack to a penalty.
The
He,
first down.
yeah, and he get a first down and he sits for a play and he comes back and then he runs a long touchdown. And I mean, really turned the tide of the game itself. What's your opinion as a defensive player about targeting?
I feel like the targeting call is wouldn't say BS, but at the same time, I understand they're trying to take care of everybody, but we risk our life to play this game, so you can't baby everybody because of a targeting call, because of helmet to helmet. Like a lineman and D lineman hit helmet to helmet every game, every play. Like, so you can call targeting on them. So you just can't call targeting every time. Everything's not a targeting call. Everything's not intentional. Like, we're just playing football, and they understand the CTE and everything like that. But sometimes you just gotta let football happen.
And how hard is it? I mean, obviously you're not supposed to leave it at the crown of your helmet, but you're going to make a tackle, and it could be that you're out of position. Someone could be near you, someone could be blocking you in the back or whatever. And then the running back dips his head, and all of a sudden it's helmet to helmet when you were expecting to hit him at the waist or the knees or whatever. How does it change your approach to tackling? And the NFL is going to fine you for that and call a penalty. But in college, you have to sit out a whole game.
Yeah, for sure. I just don't get it, because any tackle you're gonna lead with your head or your shoulder. But if you lead with your shoulder, you lead with the wrong shoulder, he's gonna break the tackle. If you lead with the right shoulder, you could damage your shoulder for life. So if you leave with your head and your shoulder at the same time, it's gonna be for sure tackle. But it just matter. You can't play a full speed game and expect somebody to think while they're doing stuff full speed. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know what they're gonna do with the call. I don't like the call, but in the day I understand why they do it, because CTE, a lot of things are going on with football players and research they're doing, because everything is just getting better in the world and stuff like that. So I understand, but we just have to figure it out in the future for sure.
So you go from 7-on-7 football and one-on-ones where the advantage is to the wide receiver completely because he can run, 3 different moves and there's no pressure on the quarterback and, run these ridiculous route trees that don't exist. Then you go off to college and the wide receivers have the advantage because you can't hit them over the middle. You can't do helmet to helmet. You can't press them. You can't touch them. How much of a disadvantage have things become for a defensive back in football itself overall?
Regardless, football is an offensive game. They want high scores. They want money to come in. They want all that. So that's just a part of the game. But as a defense player, you got to be smart about your hands and everything. You got to be, like I said, very, very consistent in technique, using your feet and different things like that. So that's stuff a lot of people have to learn, stuff you got to mature in and make a habit for sure. And it's just a part of the game now. Like I said, it's a very, very offensive control game. They want high scores. That's why it's a passing lead. Now they're always throwing the ball and things like that. That's why you got a lot of receivers. Running backs. If you're not just if you just a back that's first down Derrick Henry type back, like you gotta have something else about you if you're not no Derrick Henry stuff like that. You gotta be an Alvin Kamara, or you can stand at receiver and run routes and stuff like that. So it's just a passing lead now. Now I understand it, but that's just how the league is.
Now, the NFL draft is obviously coming up. Have you heard any round ranges for you? Because I've heard third round, I've heard as high as second round, I've heard as low as fourth round, but I don't know where to peg you, and I don't know what teams. I mean, all teams are showing interest, but have you heard anything about where you're going to fall?
Everything is different. Like I said, most I heard was second and third round. It just matter how the draft go. Um, like the past years, nobody really knows, because you got people that always get drafted that you don't know who they be in the first round. So nobody really knows what's going to happen. Nobody knows.
Well,
Nobody
you had a
knows.
teammate that was taken in the first round that wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
So you're going to be very tuned in on that Thursday night, anyways, right?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be tuning in every night. Even Sunday. I mean, not Sunday, but Saturday night. Sunday morning. I'm gonna be watching everything. Nobody just really knows what's gonna happen. If you look at all previous draft, it never goes how everybody says on the internet. It just never like that. It just matter what the team needs, what they got order. Everybody got a different order of DBs, so it just matter what team needs. and things like that. With me, I'm very versatile, so I played every position. Every team got me at different positions. So
Hey, did you grow up with a favorite team?
no favorite team, only a favorite athlete, which is Allen Iverson.
Allen Iverson was a heck of a football player. Have you seen his football highlights?
I have.
Oh my gosh, he would have been like just he would have been Kyler Murray before Kyler Murray was even a thought in anybody's head. But so you're from Jacksonville.
Mhm.
What if the Jaguars take you? Have you talked to Trevor since that hit?
I haven't talked to Trevor since that hit. Me and him had the same not marketing person, but financial advisor.
Mhm.
But I haven't talked to him since that hit. I probably talked last time. I probably said something physically to him was the last game we played on this year or last year. But not since that hit. If I go to Jacksonville, it'll definitely be a blessing. I still stay on the outskirts of Jacksonville. I don't want to be in a city like that.
Yeah, I know you're back in Florida now, right? Or are you back at
Mhm.
you're back.
I'm back.
And then I guess I should ask how much, the social media world is rough. It's difficult. You had a couple of games where, people don't know scheme, people don't know assignments. They see Shaun Wade trailing a guy who scores a touchdown. And they say, oh my gosh, he's what? Like, what's the worst stuff? Have you ever gone through your mean tweets, or do you just
I've never been through my mean tweets, but I definitely like heard about them. We talked about them. Like at the end of the day, they just don't understand. That's a part of being a fan, though. A lot of fans don't even play football. Like they just love the sport. That's just part of being a fan. You can't worry about the tweets. You just gotta continue playing. At the end of the day, like you play this game to make millions of dollars for your family, your future family, things like that. The fans just they pay to come watch you play. So like if they just don't know scheme, different things. There's a lot of things, but at the end of the day, man, I just still have fun with it. I don't worry about that stuff. I feel like you already know I'm not a big social media guy anyway, so it don't bother me like that. So
I got two interesting coaching questions for you. The first one is a little bit deep. The difference between Coach Combs and Coach Halfley.
okay, so Coach Hafley brought that cover three scheme, man, so that he knew it. He ran it at San Francisco before he came, so he was all detailed and stuff like that. Coach Combs is a great, unbelievable coach, very, very father figure coach. They're both unbelievable coach, both been around a lot of DBs and stuff like that. Coach Combs is a more get on your tail. Halfley's more relaxed guy. That's the difference between them. They both know football. They both know their deals. Um, and with Combs last year, he wanted to put some things in that he couldn't because he had a lot of young guys in the back end. We still was making mistakes on things that we ran day one and stuff like that. So he couldn't really put everything in like he wanted to. With Halfley, had a lot of veteran guys. You got Jeff Okuda, you got Damon Arnett, you got me, you got Jordan Fuller. So it's like you got veteran guys. So he could put everything in right away. We know how to run the system. See, that's the difference between last year and this year. So people won't notice that. They won't say nothing because we're Ohio State. But that's the difference. The only person that came back last year, if I don't come back 2020, nobody in the secondary is a starter. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
People don't understand that. They just go into, oh, everybody suck. They suck. They secondary suck. But if you really watch football, everybody's secondary got tore up in college football this year.
Oh, that's
yeah. If you really watch football, everybody's secondary.
yeah. And the difference between Urban Meyer and Ryan Day.
Urban Meyer, Coach Meyer is a great coach. He has the background. He's very hard on you, very family orientated. You just know how he's a hard coach. He's a winner, and I feel like he installed a lot of that in Coach Day. Coach Day was the quarterback coach for a while. Coach Day is a very, very relatable guy because he's been through a lot of stuff that a lot of players probably won't know, but telling his story and things like that. But he has a younger kid, so he knows our generation and stuff like that. So they both are great coaches. I love both on the depth. They have both done a lot of things for me. So
I think you're going to Jacksonville.
we're gonna see.
I really do. I think with Urban Meyer there and the way that they have those picks setting up. Now, if you do go to Jacksonville, it's either going to be the top of the second round or top of the third round, the way it looks. But I just have a feeling you're going to be back in your hometown. Was it a blessing or a curse to be a 5-star coming out of high school?
Oh, it's a blessing. But with me, I didn't really understand the 5-star stuff until I got to college. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I just played football. That's all I did. I didn't understand really what the 5-star numbers. Like people were like, oh, you 5-star,
Right.
But it didn't really bother me because I didn't really pay attention to that stuff. Like it didn't. I
Yeah.
got new, but I didn't. It wasn't like I'm a 5-star. I'm all that. I'm all this. So I didn't know.
That's kind of like Okuda, but then you got guys like Tyreek, where it was the most important thing in the world to them. So like,
Oh, yeah.
How do you see guys balance that when they go off? Like, those 5 stars go away right when you get to college. Do you see
Mhm.
any guys with high rankings that have trouble adjusting?
Oh, a lot of them do, and that's because of social media for sure. Everybody want to post videos on social media. Everybody want, I'll commit here if these many followers follow me. That's just a part of social media society and things like that. So that's what it really is. It goes down to social media and your village, who you're around, your parents, the coaches that you're around, how they teach you stuff like that. Gus Ross taught me, like, don't worry about the internet stuff. It's fake. It's materialistic. And that's really what it is. It's people can post something, you don't know what they're really going through in their real life. And that's just how that's what social media is. It's very materialistic. Everybody just want to be seen and stuff like that. So it's just a part of growing up. But most people they grow up out of it, and they do their thing on the field. So
90% negative social media. I'll tell you, maybe 95%. Yeah. Speaking of which, did your father have a good experience or a bad experience standing up for college football? Did he get more love than hate? I mean, how did he feel about it?
can you say that one more time?
Yeah, your father was very outspoken about playing football, which makes him a polarizing person. Some people say, oh, you shouldn't play football because of COVID. Other people say you should play football because, I mean, obviously these kids are going to be in a bubble. They're safer there. Did your father have a good experience with it or a bad experience with it? Like, how were you guys treated?
Man, my father's a good experience guy regardless. It don't matter what people said behind his back or what they say on social media. He's a good experience guy regardless. He just understand that a lot of kids, they don't play football during COVID. They're just gonna go back to the streets. Just do not do stuff that you would do in college. See what I'm saying? Not have people around you that can make sure that you're good. So he understands that because he was a part of that life. He could have been something in life, but he didn't have, like, he had the right people around him, but he just didn't listen. He didn't do things the right way, stuff like that. So that just comes with being in college and understanding what you got around you and how people, what people do when they do go back home. And the people that you're around back home, they someone got your best interests, a lot of them don't. So, and you really don't know, especially as a 19, 20, 21-year old, you're not even an adult. People think you're an adult, but you're not really an adult. You could call yourself a young adult, but
Right.
like, yeah, but you're not doing everything for yourself like that. So
Last question for you. I'm going to ask you about Justin Fields' work ethic because it came up. I think Dan Orlovsky said he spoke to scouts that he's the last guy in, first guy out. And, my experience with Justin Fields was an extremely competitive individual. He came to all our camps. He always wanted to go head to head against Trevor Lawrence, came to our 5-star challenge, all that stuff. But I don't know him. You tell me
mhm.
what people should know about Justin Fields' work ethic.
Man, just go to 2020 Michigan State game. The quarterbacks don't run down the field try to block for you like that. So that just shows you his work ethic right there. Just that one play. So you don't see people trying to go down the field block for you. You don't see all that. A lot of quarterbacks don't do that. Justin is an unbelievable guy. He's always the first in the building, last one to leave. So I didn't see Justin in the summer. Him, Chris, J-Mo, every all the receivers just stay out there and they catch balls with Justin. Like, Justin is a hardworking guy. A lot of people just, I don't know why they name shaming him, saying he's not this, he's not that. His arm is not good because he used to pitch in high school. Like, watch the film. Just watch the film, man. So
Nitpick, man. I keep lying saying the last question, but then you say something and I want to ask you another question. Who's going to be the next great wide receiver? I mean, we got Olave, we got Garrett Wilson, we got Julian Fleming, we got Emeka Egbuka. I mean, I know you didn't go against Emeka, but like, they're so loaded. Who's the guy who gave you the most trouble in practice?
me would be Chris, because quicker guys, regardless, like Rondell Moore when I was playing against him, KJ Hamler, like, it's always the quicker guys that I don't like guarding, but I have guarded before and did my thing. But the person I've been hearing about that's a true freshman is the Hall of Famer's son, Marvin Harrison.
Yeah,
I heard he's very, very good. So
really.
yeah,
All
I've
right.
been he's very good.
And who's the next DB? Like, who's going to follow you?
Next DB, I gotta always say my boy Tyreek. You got Cam and Sev. They're gonna be doing good. A lot of people don't know about Cam Brown, but he's gonna be good. Towards ACL last year, you know about Seven Banks. He's gonna progress for sure. You got Josh in the back end. But if I had to go with somebody that you probably don't know, Ryan Watt, 6'3" DB, 6'3" corner, actually. And he could run, he could great feet, all that. So
Yeah, he had a breakout spring too. So it's always interesting to hear about this Ohio State stuff, man, because just the recruiting's off the hook, the program's off the hook and all that stuff. But I'm going to say future Jacksonville Jaguar cornerback Shaun Wade, he will not be coming after Trevor's head anymore, but we'll see. Could fall anywhere. Good luck in the draft. We're going to follow you as a Rivals 5-star. You are forever a part of our lore, and I appreciate your time, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that.
Thanks.